have some breaking news right now. We have a 5.5 magnitude earthquake in Coso Junction in only the past hour. Cedars Valley has had a 5.5 over 11,000 reports. It is a strike slip, as you can see on the moment answer. And right near Ridgecrest. Wow, right in the Ridgecrest area too. So yeah, it's basically hitting the same areas that were hit before. So very strong earthquake right now. Just hit California. Let's go to all magnitudes. So yeah, you're having another large aftershock sequence, likely continuing from last year's 2019 earthquake. The hit in late July, early August last year. That's pretty shallow. Could be related to some of the volcanoes, though. So this is what I'm doing. We had a 5.5 earthquake. Wow, my neighbors are really loud upstairs. Jesus, they're so loud. And we just had some pretty strong thunderstorms that came through the area. Of course, I missed the storms I wanted to see. I only got clipped. Like, I didn't get a direct hit. I only got clipped. Like, really, I just got clipped and that was it. This was a storm that went through. I mean, look how paltry it looks on radar. Really, it looks very paltry on radar. That's where I was when it hit. It was just some heavy rain and that was about it. Wow, another sunspot. Yep, there it is right there. That's definitely a sunspot. No doubt about it. Yep. According to Volcano News, nothing much there. Tremor at East Java, Mount Agen. There was a volcano at Mount Agen. That volcano hasn't erupted in a long time. Wow. It's been several years since it last erupted. Last erupted in 1999. That's the caldera. Hmm. Yeah, you guys should not be having to see that. Yeah, sorry about that. I'm really sorry about that. I didn't think they were gonna. It's gonna be that graphic. Again, I just want to apologize for that. Based on that, I'm probably not gonna upload the video. Hopefully that's the guy that survived. Let me see the translation, what it says. Oh, great. My family's calling me in the middle of a freaking live stream. I'm really sorry about that. Hold on. Alright, I'm back now, guys. Sorry about the delay there. Oof. So let's see now. Here's the storm. There's some isolated thunderstorms there. Tomorrow, the weather forecast should be pretty stable. However, there will be some thunderstorms, but you won't have what happened today. We had two powerful wind events. The first one was in northeastern Pennsylvania this afternoon. Second one was the ratio that went through central Pennsylvania and central New Jersey. So tomorrow it looks more like some garden variety storms. Looks like there might be some severe thunderstorms possible in. Looks like there might be some severe storms possible. Oh, I didn't expect that. Look at that. Let's look at the Storm Prediction Center for tomorrow. It's probably going to be a marginal at most. Probably a marginal, yeah. That's for tonight. That's actually for tonight. Wind, hail. Look at tomorrow. So wind, hail, tornado threat. Okay, so there's just a marginal risk, maybe. Yeah, just a marginal, basically, for tomorrow. Let's look at HRRV4, which is the 48-hour run. Hours to 18. Some thunderstorms are starting to form. Temperature should be in the mid to upper 80s tomorrow. Yeah, so it's going to be very warm and humid. So there's going to be a lot of instability tomorrow. So look at that. Yeah, so you might get a potential of some simulated reflectivity again. So yeah, that 5.5 in Nevada. Make sure I change the name. Oops. All that noise is basically from the neighbors. There, I just changed the title of the video to Ridgecrest Earthquake. Yeah, that's gonna be a problem. Hold on, I'm gonna pause this live stream for a moment. Alright, yeah, they're causing me problems now. Look at the reports for today. There you had that the ratio that went through. That widespread damaging wind event that started in northwestern Pennsylvania continued through Pennsylvania, right off the Jersey shore. You had a widespread damaging wind event, about 300-mile long wind event. Hardly any hail reports today. There's one in Pennsylvania, PA. Dauphin County, Pennsylvania, quarter-inch hail. It's probably along this line here, though. Mostly Nebraska, but look at these winds. Jeez. Pottstown. Strong winds in Delaware County. Wow, fatal injury. Fatality in 1 mile east northeast from Lower Moreland Township. A tree crashed through a roof of a building at the Belmont County Club in Lower Moreland, killing Moreland Town, Lower Moreland Township, killing one person. That's really sad. Wow, a lot of fatalities. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. Wow, 93-mile-per-hour gust. Tree reported. Wait. Measured 93-mile-per-hour gust from weather underground Cape. Jesus Christ, that's crazy. Jeez, 93 miles per hour. Wow. They should have said damaging destructive winds in excess of 100 or close to 100. Let's see. Oh, look at that. Oh no, now we have a secondary earthquake. 4.2, Coastal Junction. Looks like we just had an aftershock, a 4.2 Richter scale aftershock. Yep, and it looks like it triggered the caldera too. Not the caldera, but the volcanic field there. There's an animation loop as the storms that went through the area. Now let's look at tropical storm Cristobal right now. Cristobal is basically a 40-mile-per-hour tropical storm. It's on the verge of becoming a depression again as it's running into land near right over the Bay of Campeche. It's running into land, and it's drifting to the south and southeast. And then it's going to curve back over the open waters, but for the time being, it might actually weaken to a tropical depression. And then it will become a tropical storm again, don't get me wrong, but I don't think it's going to become a hurricane. There's very little chance unless it like stalls over the Gulf. And even then, the Gulf isn't that warm. It's still like, it's warm, but it's not like abnormally warm. It's maybe a couple degrees warmer than normal, but that's more typical because of climate change and other factors as well. Hmm.
I'm Martin Meadows in Minneapolis, Minnesota.
I'm in downtown Miami.
In the city of Philadelphia. In Dallas, Washington, D.C.
In Atlanta, Georgia.
Louisville, Kentucky.
Los Angeles.
New York City. And this
This is CNN.
Our Sesame Street friends are back on CNN to talk to kids about the nationwide protests, embracing diversity, and standing up to racism. Together. Coming together, a CNN Sesame Street Town Hall. Watch together, Saturday morning at 10.
Black lives have always mattered. We have always been important. We have always meant something. We have always...
He's the guy that plays Finn. He's amazing.
Every black person on the
This is in the UK, by the way, I believe.
that you were black. You remember every black person in
Or
there.
was this America?
When another person reminded you that you were black.
No, this is the United States. Yep, no, UK, yeah.
We will not bring black children into a world that discriminates against them. No. We're not going to bring black people into a world that likes to silence them and take the mick out of their existence. Today is the day that we stand, we walk. It's not about career. It's not about money. It's about your right to live as a human being.
Coronavirus. Stay informed with the facts. Join Dr. Sanjay Gupta.
We truly are all in this together.
For CNN's new podcast, Coronavirus, Fact versus Fiction. Listen wherever you get your podcasts.
Search selected videos on social media. It's easy to find young white men throwing rocks, breaking glass, looting. And it can appear the protests over George Floyd's death have turned into an Antifa riot. It's not, according to elected officials.
I don't have evidence as to where they're from or what their ideology may be.
Though Minnesota's governor said outsiders share the blame for the destruction.
Antifa are not rioters.
80% of those booked into the jail in Minneapolis are local. CNN found no overt evidence any of them were linked to extremist groups. Historian Mark Bray wrote the Antifa Handbook and sees a protest that is neither Antifa nor anarchist.
If you look at the images, some groups may be organized, but there's plenty of individuals or groups of friends who are simply frustrated about the continual police murder of black people and have given up hope, it seems, on the ability of the system to reform itself.
Federal officials say they've seen indications that extremists on both the left and the right may be taking part in the mayhem, but so far have not produced evidence. Police departments in New York, Chicago, Los Angeles, even Bellevue, Washington, point to criminal elements and organized gangs behind widespread looting.
We saw literally people coming by the carloads and with U-Haul vans to loot. And
Yeah, that's not good. Elon University? Is that named after Elon Musk or is just after a different person? Ah, it's actually in the town of Elon, North Carolina. So yeah, it's actually not named after Elon Musk. It's just coincidental. Just a coincidence. Look at. Oh, great Patriot movement. Let's see if anything else has happened. We had a 4.2 at Koso Junction, basically right near the Koso Volcanic Field. We had a 4.2 there. So yeah. The Koso Volcanic Field, of course, is like down here. I'm getting really tired right now, so I'm probably gonna end the live stream in the next 10 minutes. I gotta go to bed. Oh gosh, I didn't get much sleep, so I'm like really, really tired. <sighs> 75 years. Wow. Under historic curfew. Yeah, I witnessed some of the violence. I actually witnessed the looting and the destruction of the store windows. I witnessed it, but did not take part in it. I mean, yes, I did take part in the protest, but not the looting or the vandalism that took place. In fact, I had a really, really bad panic attack and actually ended up leaving the protests due to just everything just being too much for me. It was just too much. I just could not take it. I had to leave. It was just too overwhelming. The anxiety I was dealing with just caused me to have a really bad panic attack, and I had to leave. I was afraid that I was going to get shot at with live rounds because Trump authorized the military. I was afraid that the police might tear gas, well not tear gas, but even rubber bullet me, and I was afraid. So I went home. I was afraid that. Yeah, I was afraid that because not just because of the curfew, but because I'm also autistic and I'm very anxious. They might think I'm like responsible and arrest me just because of my anxiety. So yeah, I decided to go home. And that was Monday night. Tuesday night I didn't go to any protests. Neither did I go today. That's actually exactly the face mask I have. The same exact face mask with the same like apparatus. Race and police brutality were the root of a 1943 curfew, which was issued after a white police officer shot a black soldier and protests broke out. Same thing. Private Robert Brandy, a young black man on leave from his New Jersey posting, interfered in the arrest of a woman at a hotel and got into a fight with the white police officer. The officer alleged that Brandy tried to grab his nightstick, causing him to discharge his gun. Brandy was wounded in the shoulder and taken to the hospital, but rumors that he had been killed sparked protests. Tensions around race were already running high, with Jim Crow laws still commonplace in the South. So they were widespread, not just commonplace. Like they were all over the place. It was horrible being in the South at the time. At the same time, black service members were being treated as second-class citizens in segregated military units. Absolutely, that was very common, fortunately. Despite their contributions to the ongoing war effort, the allegations that a white officer had shot a black soldier resulted in 2 days riots during which hundreds were injured, scores arrested, and dozens of stores, primarily white-owned ones, destroyed. According to the New York Daily News, LaGuardia said the rioting had been instigated and artificially stimulated by radicals. The same publication cited Adam Clayton, Powell Sr., Harlem pastor and activist, blaming a callous white power structure. LaGuardia instituted a 10:30 p.m. curfew, which until this week's protests were the last time the entire city of New York was under curfew. In a few days, order was restored in Harlem. Brandy made a full recovery, and the white officer was placed on probation for a year. Oh wow, the NYPD uniform was different back then. I mean, similar badge though, but different uniform. I think that was the Mounted Division. Hmm. Looks like a white man is being dragged by police. I can't really tell his ethnicity. Mm. That's a black man though. Oh, assist people. Looks like he's on a. Looks like he's actually being assisted. I don't know. Probably being arrested. I don't know. This Diamond Hospital. That's LaGuardia. Yep, crowds in front of shattered store windows, Harlem, 1943. Yep, looks like a repeat of what happened the other night. Shattered windows, wine bottles. Wow. A truckload of armed troops was rushed into the. A truckload of armed troops was rushed to the Harlem. Truckload of armed troops was rushed to Harlem to get all the soldiers on leave out of the neighborhood on August 2nd, 1943. 6 truckloads of soldiers patrolled the area. So not only were they being taken out of the area, they were also patrolling the area because it was the middle of a war. It was middle of World War II. This was just a year, about a year, or half a year, or a little under a year before the Normandy invasion in November 1944. So it's actually. Actually, it was June, so it was a little under a year before the invasion, about 10 months before the invasion. Those are the army jeeps vehicles they have. I mean, they look pretty good. You see, those are gas tanks there. Those are, I think, gas canisters there. That's a spare tire. At least it's covered, mostly covered. No windows though, so probably a little uncomfortable riding those kind of jeeps. Of course, today it's not like that because they're more armored. Yeah, they usually have armored personnel carriers. It's pretty old. Wow, it's still used today by the U.S. military. Mm. I'm going to be going to bed now. Nothing to report on. Oh, look, looks like we have another earthquake. Probably 4.2, yeah. Alright, thank you all for watching and have a great day. Just before I go, I'm going to check the models one more time. Alright, nothing to